ego. Ego is a killer. You know, I've been really thinking about coming here this morning, and I was like, I really want to bring value. I hope I say something that really helps somebody. And when things change, and we're living in a very changing world, a lot of our contemporaries, maybe the people you looked up to or your grandparents that also did this kind of work, creative work, they had a strength or a weakness, a luxury or an issue, depending on how you look at the world. Their world stayed firm and stable for a long time. We do not have that luxury. We are living during a great revolution. It's called the internet. It's now 20 years old on the consumer side. And it is the biggest shift to our culture on a human level, let alone on a creative level. And what it's done is the following. It's eliminated gatekeepers. The internet is the middleman. And so if I can leave you with anything, I genuinely believe the thing that has helped me be successful in my trade is that I deploy unbelievable amounts of humility for all my cockiness around one thing. The market is the judge and the jury, not me. And I think that in the creative field, the thing that has hurt so many people I care about is they want to rest on experience or awards that are arbitrary, by the way, or degrees or something other than the market. You may not like it, but the market always chooses. I don't understand what people are debating.
Yeah.
Like, information has been commoditized. You have to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
That's just what, I mean, you're more than welcome to live in your own head and create excuses. The problem is nobody gives a fuck. Like, I mean, like, it is what it is. Like, I wish that email didn't become not as popular. I built my first business on it. I wish that Twitter was still #1. I was one of the first people with 1 million followers. I wish. The only reason that I have the great honor to sit on this stage right now is because I give away all my best advice for free every single day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Got it.
And let me tell you a couple things that you may find unbelievably powerful, and it may be a shift. And I speak to somebody in their 40s like me, 50s, 60s, 70s, because your habits are formed. Let me say something that might be a huge unlock. 99% of people don't do anything about the free information. The reason I give away all my best stuff is because nobody does anything about it, which leaves plenty for me to still do.
Yeah. And for the 1% that do, those become your new friends. Those are your peers. Those are people you love.
Let me tell you one other thing about those 1%. They were gonna win anyway. Yeah. You can't stop winners from winning, my friends. And then you can educate the other 99% and get all the admiration and leave a wonderful legacy and live a fulfilled life. That's the model. Be in the yes business. Instagram, yes. Filters, yes. Going live, yes. Snapchat, yes. TBH, yes. VR, yes. VR, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Why are you so fancy with your time? Like, really, you don't have time for this, but yet you have the ambition to get the luxuries that come along with being independent? We do not map our actions to our mouths. If you have aspirations to win, to crush it, to do it the way you want to do it, you need to be in the yes business. I, at this point, have achieved enormous things, and every day I deploy humility to download a new app and taste it and waste my time because I know I learn every time, I know the market's moving, and I'm stunned by how many creatives master a skill and then try to milk it for 47 years. That's not the reality that we're doing.
Yeah.
And so you need to be in the yes business. Yet, I see creatives always saying no. And they come up with some arbitrary bullshit of why it's not pure. And then they get run over. Never say no for the other guy.
I don't know what that means.
I'll explain it.
It sounded good, though.
It did sound good, right, Jason?
Sounded good.
That's why I went with the dramatic pause.
Yeah.
Here's what I mean by that.
Right now.
Here's what I mean by that.
Okay.
A lot of people talk themselves out of a higher price. Oh, I can't be 800 because Rick, who I think is better, is 650. That means you're saying no for the other person. Keep pushing the envelope. Let some people say no. Listen, almost everything's about supply and demand. You don't know what your demand cost is until you push the envelope. The way I learned my price in speaking when I started getting put on in 2009 and 10.
Our story is the same.
I just kept asking for more every time. And then when I got 11 no's in a row for 50,000, I'm like, I guess I'm 40,000. But that was a lot more than the 5,000 that I was thrilled to get for a speech, right? And so it is detrimental to not continue to ask more every single time and just keep going on. Here's the funny part. Hello, it's Jason. How much is it? 800. Oh, that's too much. 700. Oh, that's too, like you're just playing a game of chicken.
Yeah.
Like going higher, even if they start seeing you're coming down, you can eventually say no too. Like you're so in control.
Yeah.
Yet it's insecurity that's driving down your price. I think a lot of creatives aren't being strategic enough about building up their brand or awareness for what they do by creating work in places where people are actually paying attention versus what they grew up putting on a pedestal. I'd much rather, and by the way, this is not even close, I would much rather be on Chase's show than interviewed in the Wall Street Journal. It's not even close. That's fucking crazy, right?
Thanks, Gary.
You're welcome. If you want to sell something, you're far, I mean, there's no, I can be on CNBC, CNN, Fox, and the Today Show, and I would sell 10 times X my awareness of whatever I was talking about than if I just did Malcolm Gladwell's podcast. There's an amazing arbitrage, a shift, an amazing dynamic of the attention. And listen, I get covered by print, New York Times. And then some kid puts a photo of me on Instagram. I'm living it. I know what's going on. The attention has shifted on you at a level, and when I say you, I don't mean the photography creative sector. I mean us humans. The attention has shifted so quickly, so extremely, that if you're a practitioner, if you start thinking about where it really is, an amazing unlock for the things that you want for you and your family comes from that world. And that, I'll piggyback on that. This is very important to me. You may not know what that means. You're a creative, you're an artist, but it's scary to me that you could spend 5 hours on YouTube and Google searching things based on what I just said and get educated in 5 hours that can disproportionately change your life. Like when people are like, well, I don't get it. I'm like, cool, go Google what's happening on Facebook. How do I get more people to pay attention to me on Instagram? The information's free. You don't have to go to a fucking library. You can do it in your underpants at 2 a.m. in your bed, and it disproportionately can change your life. We are so blessed and so lucky, and people are choosing pessimism over optimism, and it baffles me. Here's an incredibly optimistic thing to do. This is exactly the moment for you to take a step back. If you feel you're in a beige or you're vulnerable, I've got something really fun. Take a step back and become a super narrow niche expert in a certain genre, AKA 1980 to 1984 Smurf dynamics. And this is gonna be really fun, because if you love your craft and you have other interests, this is where you get real narrow. Let me give you something super weird. I take photos of high school wide receivers. Now that is narrow, but you have to understand why it's powerful. On the human psychology, most parents think their kids in high school that play football are gonna play in the NFL. They're delirious, right? Which means it's a huge market. Which means, and I know how narrow that is, but if you love high school football, if you live in Texas and it's religion, like you will find unbelievable opportunity. When you react to expansion, you have to contract. What's amazing is you can contract in something you've always loved. Tea, you love tea. Go deep into tea. Take a photo of every tea leaf ever from every fucking angle ever. I'm telling you, I've seen this over and over. This is true pattern recognition. This is not my intuition. This could be an incredible keynote for you because you're gonna win twice. You get to be fruitful in your craft and you get to do it around the thing that you most narrowly love.
Spoken.
It's interesting. And maybe you hate Instagram today, but Instagram can help you so much because what you can do is you can start taking 3 photos a day, posting on Instagram and using 10, 15 hashtags around tea, chamomile, black tea, samovar. Like you can do it and people will start discovering you. And then if you actually put in work to actually make your life happen and spend another hour going to all the other tea photos and adding your 2 cents, commenting, becoming part of the community, you will be baffled by what will happen. All of a sudden, in a 6-month period, you've got 11 different tea companies asking you to take the official shot that they're putting on their package. Then one of them becomes a big tea brand, and you get to live the rest of your life walking around and seeing your picture. I mean, this is real, what I'm telling you. And notice how interesting it is, and I know you clapped and you really caught my attention, I appreciate it. This is where optimism beats pessimism. Woe is me, all these fuckfaces with a fucking iPhone have taken everything away from me. Or, holy shit, I can take photos of Cocker Spaniels for the rest of my fucking life. That is binary.
Yeah.